Hello everyone, welcome to another great section with Socratina, and today I'm going to talk about the huge question, what is truth? So today I'm going to talk about what is truth. Even Jesus Christ was asked this question in the Bible by Pilate, so this is a very interesting topic, and it is also a problem in philosophy, and we consider it to be a perennial problem because it has been there over the years, right from the ancient Greek philosophy down to the contemporary philosophy. This question has been in focus. So you pay attention as I give you the theories of truth and explain to you how it works over the years. So over the years, a lot of people have been longing to get the answer to this question, what is truth? Instead, they keep getting the characteristics of truth. They get things like truth is what is considered to be truth and a whole lot of that. Okay? So today I'm going to talk about the three theories of truth. Traditionally, there are three theories of truth. We have the correspondent theories of truth, we have the coherent theories of truth, and we have the pragmatic theory of truth. So according to the corresponding theory of truth or correspondence theory of truth, this means that for anything to be truth or something is considered to be truth if it corresponds with the affairs of the real life. For example, if I say it is raining out there, or I have the thought or the feeling that it is raining within myself, I have this thought that it is raining out there, and eventually I go out to check if it is true, and it was true. This means that my thinking, that is my state of mind, correspond with the affairs of the real life. So according to the correspondence theory of truth, anything is true if it corresponds to an idea, or a belief is said to be true if it corresponds with the affairs in the real life, or if it agrees with the affair in the real life. But there are some problems or some limitations or some difficulties surrounding the correspondent theory of truth, because the correspondent theory of truth, when we talk about an idea corresponding to the fact in the real life, therefore means that is it every of my ideas, is it every of my thinking that corresponds to the real life, to the fact in the real life? Of course, no. It's not everything that I think of. It's not every idea that someone have in his mind that corresponds to the real life. So it becomes a problem because your thinking might not actually resemble the affairs in the real life. Okay. Another problem of corresponding theory of truth is the notion of fact. Fact is not something that is physical. Fact, we cannot experience it, although it is, we consider it to be a philosophical jargon. Yes, because fact is not something that we can experience, we can just state it. So when we talk about fact, since we cannot experience fact, it becomes a problem for us to get in contact with the activities of the real life. It becomes a problem. Right? So these are the limitations, or these are the problems when it comes to corresponding or corresponding theory of truth. So another theory of truth that I would like you to know is the one we call coherent theory of truth. So the coherent theory of truth, something is true not because it corresponds with the activities of the real life, or not because my thoughts correspond to the fact in the real life, but it is true because it coheres with the preposition in a systematic judgment. Like there are systematic unity of preposition when it comes to coherent theory of truth. So until these prepositions are considered to be true, or for something cannot be said to be true, so it's either they are absolutely true or they are absolutely wrong or false. They can be true together. One cannot be true and the other false. They can be true together and they can be false together. There are limitations to coherent theory of truth, and one of them is it leads to the multiplicity of truths. We don't have a single truth when it comes to the coherent theory of truth. There are lines of truth, so you have to notify that this very one is truth, and you have to notify that the other one is true. So it leads to multiplicity of truth. It leads to what is called unproven assumption. The coherent theory of truth, because of its subjectivity, it takes a very long time for truth to be verified, for something that is true to be verified. For example, if you find, before you can, because there are lot of truths. There is a multiplicity of truth. You have to go from one truth to another, from one preposition to another, trying to know that this one is true, this one is true. It takes a long time for truth to be verified. So another problem of coherent theory of truth is that two propositions can be truth, but they do not give us account for the verification of truth. So another theory of truth that we like it to know is the one we call pragmatic theory of truth. The pragmatic theory of truth, of course, this is pragma, which means action. So this philosophy or this theory of truth is considered to be a theory of action, because this theory talks about action. It talks about the workability of a principle. If any principle is not working as it is not true, so what is considered to be true is what works. So you cannot tell me that this is working while this is true where it's not working. So this theory talks about the workability of an action. This theory is developed by people like Charles William James and John Dewey. These are American philosophers. So according to the pragmatic theory of truth, and a theory is only true if it works. That is the action of that theory. Any theory that is not working is not true. So this is what the pragmatists believe to be true according to them. So any theory that is not working at a particular point in time, that theory ceases to be true. They believe in the workability of every theory. So anything that works is what is true for the pragmatic. So if it's not working, it's not true for them, and it must be instrumental in solving human problems. So any theory that cannot solve human problem, any theory that is not workable, is not practical in action, such theory should be debunked. So talking about the problems of pragmatic theory of truth, because these people believe in the workability of every principle. For that principle to be called through, or for that theory to be called true, they have to work. So the problem associated with this theory is that this theory relativizes truth and subjectivizes truth. This is to say that what is true becomes relative and what is true becomes subjective. It's not objective again. Truth is no longer objective. So this is one of the problems associated with the pragmatic theory of truth. Another problem of the pragmatic theory of truth is that they manipulate truth. What is true becomes manipulative. The theory is working at that particular point in time, it becomes true. Whenever it ceases working, it becomes false. So they manipulate what truth is, and they also jeopardize the notion of truth, in the sense that once a theory ceases to work, that theory is no longer true. They abandon it and look for the one that works for them at that particular time. So what is true to these people is not objective, as it can change anytime as long as the theory is no longer working. So the pragmatic theory of truth rejects, or they eliminate the notion of objectivity of truth, because truth is no longer objective since it varies as the condition implies. So the pragmatists reject the corresponding theory of truth because they state that there is an etymological gap between our thoughts and reality. Also rejects other theories of truth because they believe that what is said to be truth is something that is utility, something that can bring cash value, something that is instrumental to solving human problems. So if a theory is not rendering any of these services, such a theory is not considered to be true. So they reject every other theories of truth, saying that pragmatic theory of truth is the only theory that works, because that theory states that action justifies any theory. So if that theory is not working at that point in time, it's no longer working, they will throw it out and look for other one that works. So according to John Dewey, he stated that philosophy is criticism of criticism. So criticism becomes a lifeblood of philosophy. So if there are not revamping philosophy, bringing other one and debunking the one that are not working, how can we find out new things? So basically, these are three traditional theories of truth: corresponding theory of truth, the coherent theory of truth, and the pragmatic theory of truth. So basically, here comes the end of this stress. So if you find this video interesting, if you find it understanding, educating, if you find it something that you can actually work, something that has helped you in your life as a student of philosophy, or as someone that is inquisitive trying to know things about life, if you find that this video have really helped you, I want you to subscribe to this channel and then hit on the notification bell so you can get every of my weekly videos anytime I post them. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in my next video.